All right, so with billing, our billing rate system is very flexible. So every type of job you have, whether it's, what kind of jobs do you guys have? I'm guessing it's court and process. Oh, you have a handful. So every one of these job types, you're going to put billing rates on, and we'll get into that shortly. The other layer of flexibility you have is you can put a different rate on a different customer type. So I know recently we've had these big projects where you guys serve like 800 people on the same case. I wouldn't be surprised if you had special pricing for that client. You could set that up to where different clients have special pricing as well. So I'm just going to add one as an example. You could rename it later or what have you. So just edit it and rename it later. So then when you go to a customer, I'm just going to grab one of your clients. There's a spot here that says what's their customer type, and this is basically their fee schedule. So again, I would recommend when you guys set your billing up, start with the default standard rate. It's very easy to copy the standard rate and then make a couple modifications on whatever price points you have, but you can then hang a different fee schedule on a client-by-client basis, okay? The other thing you're kind of going to want to do, and I'm just going to kind of call it homework for you, is you're going to add billing items. Billing items are nothing more than titles of line items on your invoices. So examples that I don't see here would be bad address, skip trace, additional defendant, things like that. So you're going to want to go in, and maybe you want all your billing items all caps. Some people like them in all caps. So you're going to want to set these up. You can edit and rename these, or you can add more. So before we actually assign pricing to a full rate, we need to have the items in. So that's something you guys are going to want to do. Again, that's most of the stuff we're going to do today is all in billing, in the billing menu here. So billing items, that's what you're going to want to set up. So without further ado, I'll kind of walk you through setting up some rates. So for billing rates, so I'll go ahead and start with a default customer type with a standard process. So your standard process is going to be typically more affordable than a rush or a special process, right? So you're going to set each priority level's pricing up differently. So once I go into here, this is where I'm actually going to put pricing on things for this set. Branch base, customer type default, priority standard, job type process. This one's going region downtown. So if I add a pricing here, I can pick my billing item, and that's why I was saying you want to get this billing item list populated with anything you guys think you would ever bill on a WinServe invoice. WinCopy invoice, and I talked to somebody, Laura, this morning. Her billing setup is very different. It's specialized for the copy service industry. So I'll just say service or process. Some people want to call it base rate or standard rate or base charge. I'm just going to, for an example, income account. So if income account was used, if you're going to use our billing and send statements out and collect payments at the end of the month, you can give reports to Robin and Jim that say, look, we billed $100,000 this month, and out of that, so much was process service, so much was fee advances, so much was whatever income account. Some people call these buckets. And other software programs like QuickBooks, they've already called them something different. But when you run your numbers, it's kind of a nice way to look at where you're making money, where you can do better. Maybe you're making a lot of money doing skip traces for people. So you'll want to this is another way to track that. So I'll just say process for process, and I can either just put a fee here, $80 for a standard process, or I can use these automatic billing options down here. What this means here, and I typically use this one, is if I go to bill a standard process job, as soon as I say bill it, that $80 is already looking at me. If I don't have auto billing turned on, you're going to have to select it from a list of items on your left. $80 will come in, but it may be an extra click for you. Okay. Some other automatic billing options we have, and I don't know if you guys are advancing much fees, but if you're advancing fee, you advance me $10 to pay for something, I'm guessing you're going to bill me back for that $10 because you're not in business because you give money away. A lot of companies also will want to put a check charge on top of that. So not only do you owe the $10 back that Robin fronted for me? There's a 10% check charge on that, so there's another dollar of a check charge that'll be associated with that as well. Again, I'm not sure if you guys do that or not. Just letting you know that. Okay, so for fee advances, you're going to want to set that up. So going back to billing items, you probably want to add a one called fee advance, and then another one, you've got check charge in here. So I'll show you that one too. So I'll set up a process, a fee advance, and a check charge, and then we'll just bill a test job out, and I'll show you how that works. So let me go back to process, and I'm just going to say other flat amount, which means when I bill it, it's looking at me already. Oops, I picked the wrong one. All right. So now I'll add fee advance. So for fee advance, I'm not going to put a flat amount. I'm going to put a rate. And this right here would mean 100%. So again, whatever you advance, you're going to bill back. Period. End of story. Okay. So since there's no there is a fee advance billing item. I'll put it in income account witness fees, I suppose. Okay. And now I'll add a check charge, kind of the same. I'm going to use the fee advance automatic billing option. Instead of 100%, this would be 10%. Okay. So it's just going to calculate that, add a new line item called check charge. And you can call it finance charge. Okay. All right. So that's good. That's good enough for now. So what I'll do is I'll go create a new job. There's a Tristar test account. Let me make sure I am set to that customer type. I'm set to customer type normal. I think I was setting up default. Okay. Okay. All right. There we go. Just going to add an address. Any old address will do. Now let's grab a document or two. Okay. All right. So now that I've got that in here, I'm going to go ahead and go close it out. I'll say I personally served it, and then I've got these options down here. So this is where I'm going to say there was a fee advance. It was $50. Okay. There's another way to add fee advances that involves pre-billing, which we can get into at a later time. I'm guessing that'll probably be how you guys will want to do it. But I'll put my fee advance here. Say okay. Now it's going to come up to this screen. I don't want to send any emails, but I do want to go to billing. So I should have the fee advance, the $80, and the check charge staring at me. I pick downtown as the billing rates. And then you advance $50 for me. And then the check charge is $5. Now, you guys have some servers that work for you and they're borderline employees. Do you guys pay them a commission, or do they send you an invoice, or how does that work?
It's invoice. We don't need the server's fees for the people we deal with daily to be in it because we pay them differently.
Okay. They just give you a bill. If they give you a bill, that makes it easier.
Right. Yeah, we get an invoice and we pay them directly that way, opposed to enter it into the system.
Let me show you some other things with the billing. Right, so I did set up this rate here, right? I'm going to duplicate this rate that I did already. I already set it up. And I'm going to, actually, that's not what I want to do. I want to go into here. And if I say save as, now I'm taking everything I already configured and I'm putting it into the downtown region. So now, the default region has those billing rates I set up. So I'm showing you this to say the best way to set up the rates is to take your time on the very first fee structure you set up, because once it's done, it's a lot of copying and then just going in here and saying, well, this guy, I charge him $70 or $90 instead of $80. You do that, you're done. It's very easy.